Item SCP-382. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-382-1 is to be stored in a standard site containment room, inside a 1.5 x 1.5 x 1.5 meter plexiglass box of 5 cm thickness, at minimum. A video camera is to be kept trained on it at all times, though this is merely for observational purposes. Due to the area of influence and deleterious nature of SCP-382's effect, it should only be removed from its enclosure for testing purposes, with staff observing from a remote location. See Addendum 382-A. No personnel, Class D or otherwise, should interact with SCP-382-1 for more than 2 hours, unless accompanied by at least one armed agent. Description: in its inactive state, SCP-382-1 is a large baby carriage, manufactured in 19 by and of England. Its age shows. Metal components are heavily rusted, the rubber of the tires is brittle, and the cushion is missing. SCP-382-2 appears to be an infant, between and months old, extremely emaciated, with several injuries that seem to vary with each manifestation. On different occasions, SCP-382-2 has shown heavy bruising, broken bones, and sometimes data expunged, despite which 382-2 could still make vocalizations, although it is unknown how this was possible. When SCP-382-1 is not being interacted with, SCP-382-2 manifests every 2 minutes, staying between and minutes. However, when a person places their hands on the handlebars of the carriage, 382-2 will instantly manifest, and the period of time of both disappearance and reappearance will decrease to approximately 1 second. Any person who makes visual contact with SCP-382-1, from now on referred to as the subject, is compelled to approach it and place their hands on its handlebar, while manifesting only intermittently. SCP-382-2 appears to compound the effect when the subject sees it. This effect does not transmit through video feeds, transparent objects, or anything else that would separate SCP-382-1 and its victim. And once the subject is in contact with SCP-382-1, no one else will be influenced until the subject has died and SCP-382 has reset. As soon as the subject comes into physical contact with SCP-382-1 and SCP-382-2 has manifested, they appear to enter a trance, in which they will propel SCP-382-1 in a small circle and make noises directed at SCP-382-2, apparently intended to be soothing. As time passes, the subject will begin to weaken and their body will begin to degrade, while SCP-382-1 slowly begins to take on a new, shinier appearance. Rust will begin to flake off, revealing shiny metal underneath. The rubber wheels will become more supple, and a velvet cushion will appear inside. At the same time, each successive manifestation of SCP-382-2 will appear with fewer and fewer injuries, while looking less and less emaciated. The subject will continue to interact with SCP-382 up until just under 2 hours, at which point they will perish due to massive, widespread organ failure. See Addendum 382-A. Once the subject has perished, SCP-382-2 will disappear and SCP-382-1 will return to its former derelict appearance within 30 minutes.